Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? So, we are here in Watea Valley. I have finished mowing and raking this field here so that we can take it up and we can put it in for the sheep. I have the tractor right here. Now, I was asking you last time what the weights on the back would mostly be used for, because I'm not familiar with them. I haven't really driven any machines that would have needed a great big weight like that on the back, and I have been told that my suspicions for, you know, just extra weight to keep the thing on the ground, stability whilst being used to roll silage, and increased traction for jobs like ploughing and cultivating and so on. That is what it is for. That's what I suspected. My suspicions have been confirmed. That's what it is for. Now, I also said that I thought that this was a bit of a weight as well. It's not. It's the hub where the oil and everything sits inside, and the gearing and so on for the axles on the front. Now, I'm sure I have driven a tractor with something like that on it, but I don't remember. Most tractors I've driven have not had something like that on the front. Most tractors I've driven have just been, you know, pretty much shaped like the rear wheel would be. So I'm guessing this is kind of a newer feature. Maybe it's something that's only available in very big tractors, because I haven't driven that much in the way of very big stuff, only smaller stuff. But anyway, that is all besides the point. We know that the weights on the rear of the tractor are for added stability and just basically ground pressure, so that the wheels don't slip so much when you're trying to do various different jobs. Now, I did say that I was going to do a bit more mowing, and I am going to do some more mowing. I'm going to mow that field right there, which is field 16, I think it is. However, I'm not going to rake it, or at least not yet, because what I was thinking is we've got that field there beside us, field 14, ready to put grass in for the sheep. But then anything else, we're going to want to store that a little bit longer term, and so in order to be able to do that, we're going to need to bale it up. And we cannot bale and store just plain grass, because it will go off. So that's unacceptable. It's not realistic in any way, shape or form, so I'm not going to do it. So what I will be doing is I will need to turn it into grass. Now, can I fit that one in there? I can, just. So let's put that one in there and take that one off, unhitch. Unfortunately, we now don't have a weight on the tractor here, and I suspect I would need one for doing the triple mower configuration. We will try it. We'll see what happens. My question that I asked you all last week was, how many sheep did you want me to get? Several people pointed out that going for a full 500 sheep might be problematic. We might end up spending most of the series trying to get our sheep and not getting onto cattle or doing anything else. And I hear your fears, and in order to sort of accommodate those, because there was a lot of people that pointed this out, a lot of people felt that I basically gave the wrong options this time round, and I'm actually inclined to agree with you. I do understand your concerns. Let me just start this up, and we'll start going round the field so that we can just start mowing this field here. Right, we had 3,799 people answer this question. Which is absolutely phenomenal. It's absolutely fantastic. So really thank you very much to everybody that watched the videos and voted. I was quite surprised at just how popular the new series was last week. I suspect that part of that is just because I'm running a brand new series, so it'll be interesting to see how many people found it interesting enough to want to come back and see some more. I always find that's a bit of an indication. So, yeah, of the 3,799 people, we had 248 voted for 100 sheep. 388 people voted for 200 sheep. 788 people voted for 300 sheep. Now, there was a lot of stuff in the comment section about 300 sheep being an ideal sort of starting number, because then we could move on to other things. A lot of arguments put forward for the 300 sheep mark. And a lot of convincing arguments, I must add. And yeah, so I'm listening and I'm hearing those arguments, and I will address those in a minute. For 400 sheep, we only had 71 people. So 400 was not a popular number. It seemed to be a mid-range number was wanted, or we go full maximum. So the remaining 2,304 people all voted for 500 sheep. Now, one of the biggest complaints, or the biggest arguments put forth in the comment section about the vote, is that almost invariably, if I offer a selection of numbers for how many should we get, or how much money should we do, or anything like that, the highest number is the one that's picked. The highest number is the one that tends to win the vote almost every time. And I can understand that. People like to see big-scale things. However, what I decided that I would do is I'm saying at the moment we're going to go for 500 sheep, because that is what that is basically. 500 sheep won the vote. But in order to sort of not, I'm not trying to, say that we're not doing it how the vote went, because like I've always said, it's your vote and it's your game, and if you've chosen to do it like this, this is how we will do it. But what I'll do is we will earn 300 sheep. When we reach 300 sheep, depending on how it's going, we may do the vote again to see if you want me to take a break from sheep in order to start moving on to something else. Because at the moment, I'm not quite sure how long it's going to take. We've got $650,000. We still need to buy a combine. We've bought all the other machinery that we need to buy, but we do need to buy a combine, and we'll sell the one that we've got. We're going to be doing that soon, just not quite. Well, actually, we are going to do it very soon. We may even get to doing it on this episode, although we're going to have to transport the current combine back to the shop so that we can sell it. And we're going to have to come out, but we also need to turn this field into hay and rake it, and we need to buy sheep and collect the other field. We'll take a look at the machinery we've got. We're going to need a forage wagon, and we're going to need... actually, that's about it. I think once we've got the baler, I think we're good for a trailer at the moment. We're not going to need to worry about that. We just need a forage wagon. I'm actually thinking that we might just lease a forage wagon and use it the once, because then after that we could just feed hay to the sheep rather than doing the fresh grass. So it might be better off doing it like that. But anyway, I'm becoming distracted. If we were to say we had $400,000 left after buying our combine and so on, 400,000 is going to get us 100 sheep, right? Sheep are $4,000 each, so that's going to get us 100 sheep. And I've just realised I'm actually on miles per hour, and I shouldn't be. We are in New Zealand. We should be on kilometres. So let's just change that one round a minute. Kilometres. There we go. Right. So sheep over here are $4,000 each, and because they're $4,000 each, it's going to take a while. $4,000 each. We go 400,000 for 100 sheep means that we're going to need $2 million to be able to buy all of the sheep. Now, something that is sort of in the favour of the sheep is the fact that you do get the wool from them, and the wool over time becomes extremely valuable. You can get a huge amount of money from the wool. So we will, yeah, like I said, we'll see how it's doing when we reach 300 sheep, and then we can sort of maybe come back to it. I'm not quite sure. We'll wait and see how it's going. If it's taking too long, I'll present the same thing again. I'll say, do you want us to stop on 300, or should we continue on to 500 as we originally said, and then I will leave it up to you. So I'm giving you the opportunity to change your minds if you choose to, because so many people who've voted said that it could end up taking too long and it could make the series seem a little dull. So I'll give you an opt-out if you want to use it. If you still vote for the 500, then obviously we go straight for the 500. We'll sort of play it by ear. I'll finish mowing this field a minute, and then I can ask you the new weekly question, and we can get on with our next task. Right, I've almost finished this field. We've just got one last little bit to do. It takes a little while to pick the mowers up as you spin round, but it seems to do quite well. One final pass down here. You can see the cattle yard over there. We haven't actually gone and had a look at the cattle yard yet. It's been on my to-do list. We came up here and we dealt with the sheep, so that's something I'd like to do. I'd like to take a little trip over there and have a look at it. So let me just switch this off, fold that one up, switch that one off and fold that one up, and like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the mowers joined together like this and park them in the shed, still connected together, and we'll put them in this shed here. Because we're not getting cattle yet, we're just concentrating on sheep. We're going to want all of the grass equipment up here rather than anywhere else. So let's just back up round there, come in through here, and we can put these in this shed. Let's put them, actually we'll just stick them in up beside this one. Can we fit them in? This is the next question. Technically we cannot actually, no, there's no technically about it. We cannot fit these mowers into this shed. Ideally I'd like to store them under cover. I don't really want to leave them outside. Yeah, right, anyway, so my question for this week, and then I will go back to the yard. I'll have to take those back to the main yard, I think. I don't think there's anywhere else to put it. So I'm going to want a truck. And I have been told, actually, it's not a lorry in New Zealand. It is a truck. So, yeah, I am taking that into account. That MAN TGS there, I think, would be a fantastic one to use for doing the silage. I did talk to you about that previously. However, I have been told that, actually, the Tatra 4x4 would be closer to what is often used in New Zealand than the MAN one, because the MAN one, it's set higher up. The actual container is higher off of the bed of the truck than the Tatra one is. I think you get Tatra in New Zealand. I'm not 100% certain on that. So what I'm going to do is, well, those don't really matter at the moment. We want to pick ourselves a truck that we're going to be able to use for pulling stuff around. I don't know if I will buy it straight away. I might actually wait a while before I get this one, but I will be getting one. Now, in Goldcrest Valley, we've got this one here, which is a very rare import for the US, and I believe that in New Zealand you get the overcab design rather than the engine in front design predominantly. However, that's not to say that those are the only ones you get. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer one of the US style trucks up for grabs. It's not going to be that one. I'm using that one in the time-lapse series. This one is the Ultra American one. It won't be that one either. That one's actually off of Mod Hoster. If you want the link to that one, you have to go back to one of the old time-lapse series ones. And we've got all of these different Tatra ones. So I'm going to offer that Tatra one there, the Tatra Phoenix 6x6 there. I don't actually know what the difference is between that one and that one. I think it's just because this is an agricultural truck, whereas that one isn't. Although I'm not certain. That could still be a fairly standard one. And we go to this one. That's attacher and back attacher. Oh yeah, so that's the actual agricultural one. So that, I mean, that one would be a very cool one to use, attacher and back attacher. But I'm not going to offer that one this time. We're going to be having the MAN TGS 18480, the Lizard TX barrel core, the TX415 barrel core, the MAN TGS 184, because this one's got like the extras and so on. I think it looks pretty cool. You've got the back attacher that can go on as well, and then you've got design. Yeah, I don't know what the designs are. And oh no, sorry, it wasn't the Peterbilt one. I think that's Peterbilt. It's I want the MAN TGS. Well, this is the options: MAN TGS, the 18480, the MAN TGS 18.4, the Lizard SX310 Twinstar, or I think it's actually supposed to be Tristar. And finally, the Phoenix 6x6, that one right there. That is your 4 options for a truck. I don't know when we'll get it. We may not get it straight away. We may wait a little while before we get this one, but I think it would be useful to have a truck to pull around because there are various different things that I would like to do. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these mowers back to the yard, and then I'm going to get ourselves an animal trailer. I'm not going to. It's going to be one. It's going to be that one there. I'm not actually going to buy it. I'm going to lease this one because it's a really big one and it is really good. But it's another $98,000, and we want to get a whole load of sheep to start with. So I'm not actually going to buy it. It will just be leased, and then we can possibly return it. Possibly not. I'm not quite sure yet. But I will see you in a minute at the dealership when we have our new trailer. Okay, we're going to take a quick detour and head up to the cattle yard up here and take a little look around. I know that there is a tractor up here. I will probably sell a couple of the tractors that we've got. I'm not sure how many yet. So we've got 2 silage bunkers over here. They're not actually very big, these silage bunkers, but they look like kind of like prefab blocks of concrete that are then just lowered in place, one on top of the other. And I've not seen any used like that. The ones that I've seen are made up with like concrete sleepers almost. But I've certainly not seen any like that. We've got a little New Holland in there, a Ford New Holland. That one is, yeah, it's one of the old New Hollands. That is the 8340. With a front loader on it as well. We've got a milking parlour working over here, an actual rotary milking parlour, which is such a nice little touch to this map. I think this is absolutely fantastic. I actually know a person who owns a rotary milking parlour not very far away from me, a fully automated one. It does look pretty impressive when it's being used. Cattle just walk up in. They kind of do it all themselves. They can watch the whole thing from in the house. Is that good? I don't know how the cups are applied. I'm absolutely not certain on that one, but it does work. It can be fully automated. I'm not quite sure what that is in aid of, because if I'm not mistaken, the width of that thing, that's for sheep, not for cattle. I mean, maybe it's for calves. It might be for calves. You could probably use it for calves. But, yeah, it just looks like it's a little bit too small for cattle of any kind of size. We've got a loader bucket in here, and more of those prefab concrete blocks that look like they're just sort of dropped one on top of the other. Ooh, we've actually got a mixer wagon. Okay, so we've got our first mixer wagon. We're not going to need to worry about that. Then over here is the actual cattle. I'm assuming that you run down through here to give them their food. Do you go up to here? Oh, it's an opening gate. Oh, maybe the gate's open down there. I'm not quite sure. It's going to be interesting sort of finding out how we do all of this. We don't have any cattle here at the moment. You've got various fields off up there. Okay. So as a quick little tour, let's just shut this gate here, because by the time we do get cattle, we'll have forgotten that we opened it, and cattle will get out. Those gates aren't animated. They don't open. And, yeah, what do I do with this one? I'm actually thinking I might just sell this one and the front loader because... Well, no, not the front loader. I'll sell the tractor, but I'll keep the front loader because we've got the Lindner. Is it Lindner? It's Lindner, I think it is. Lindner. Yeah, we've got that one. And that one is it's got the 4-wheel steering on it, like a telescopic handler. It's just we don't have the telescopic handler bit of it. We've got the 4-wheel steer though. I think it's going to be an absolutely fantastic little loader tractor to start off with. Oh no, we don't need those. We just want the flashing beacons. So yes, we'll use the front loader that's up there and we'll put it on that other tractor, which would be absolutely fantastic. We better take that across to put bales in for the sheep. I'm quite looking forward to doing that actually. So we're going to need to be heading up there, up that road on our left now, in order to get the sheep. So we will do that now. That's going to be our next task. We will go buy some sheep. Then we're going to need water as well. We're going to need to get a water barrel. What are we going to do about that? Let's just come up round here. So back here we've got... Oop, wrong one. There. We've got the artisan, we've got the baler, we've got a rake for the fields, a weeder rather, and we've got the hay turner. We're going to sell the combine that we've got and then buy another combine. And we're going to sell at least one tractor, possibly two tractors. Head into the comment section and let me know if you think I should keep the Sammy tractor that we've got. We've got that one Sammy tractor, haven't we? So that's one that we could use. I could use some advice on. Is it something that you see in New Zealand, or should we just get rid of it as it's not a New Zealand-based machine? So I want that one. I want the great big one. So lease that for 7,840. Yes. Back out of here, and I want to go to dollies, and I'm going to buy the double-wheeled dolly because it seems to work better. Do I want wide tyres? Well, I might be dragging it into the field. Let's go for wide tyres just in case. And yes, we want to buy that one. Now, is there anything else I want to buy while I'm here? Splurging out more cash. I don't think there... Oh, yes, there is. I'm going to need a water bowser. However, I thought I had this installed somewhere. Have I not got it installed? Oh, maybe it's back somewhere else. Go to tippers and look through here. I've got this one. I've got the IT runner, and I've also got another one. Although I think it's a hook. This is all the Tatra trailers. These two trailers here I think would be perfect for the whole silage thing with the small trucks that I've seen being used in New Zealand. That one there is an external mod, Terra variant. You know, the Homer tractor that costs like $250,000. There's a trailer there that will do the same thing. I think it is underpriced. I think the mod has got the wrong price. I think that should actually be around about $60,000 to $70,000, I would guess. But where is the mod? Or maybe I don't have it. Excuse me. Slurry tankers. Ah, there we go. Frithgar Universal Barrel. That's the one right there. That one will take water, and it's 20,000 litres instead of the small one that the... see, you can take fertiliser, you can take water, and you can take slurry. Fertiliser, liquid manure, and water. Liquid manure, I was assuming it was fertiliser, but no, it's... yeah, it's a little bit different. But I think if we get that one and we get an IT runner, that could work well together. The IT runner is quite expensive, though. We'll come back to that one, and we'll go for a standard water barrel shortly, but not quite yet. We need to get that one and get up to the animal dealership, because we are going to be running out of time fairly soon. So I will get this... Oh, I know what I need to get. I also need to get a front weight for this tractor, so I'll get that as well. Oh, no. I bought a front weight for the tractor, didn't I? It's back at the farm. Right, I'm going to have to go and get the front weight for the tractor, and I will meet you at the animal dealership. Well, I said meet you up there. I'll meet you nearly up there. The weight, I didn't actually buy one for this tractor, did I? I remember now, we completely forgot about it. So I have purchased a new weight. This is a 2-ton weight to go on the front of the tractor. Plus we've got the weighted wheels on the back, which should be pretty good for dragging this one around, as we're going to need a bit of traction on the road, so that when we're coming down the steep New Zealand hills, we don't run into the risk of sliding or any other issues that might arise. Now, where do we actually buy the animals from? It's a shame that we can't take a shortcut across there, or can we? I wonder if there is a way to take a shortcut through the fields in order to get to the sheep from the sell point, or the buy point. The buy point is right here, and we have a tractor, so that we could do this. So let's just press... Ah, there we go. So sheep, we want... well, we want as many as we can get onto the trailer. We can get 48 sheep, which is $192,000. So yeah, $400,000 for 100 sheep. They're not cheap. They're definitely not cheap. But once we get them over there and we get water and so on in, I don't think that we're going to be able to get over there. I got a feeling that if you have a look... I wonder if we can see it on the map. I got a feeling that, yeah, there wasn't any way to get through the top of field 16. But could we get from the end of 17? Pretty sure 17 is the field where the sheep were. It looks... I don't know. I'll tell you what, we'll go down the road this way, but then when we come up here, we'll go up to the end of field 17, and we'll see if there's any way to get into field 21. We could take a shortcut next time round, because we are gonna buy 100 sheep today, and we'll get them in there. And then first thing tomorrow, because we're only, well, I think we like start at like 6 o'clock in the morning, don't we? So yeah, we've only done like nearly 4 hours on the map. We haven't done a huge amount yet. There's still other things that we'd like to do before we can sort of skip to the next day. We basically just got to get ourselves established, and then we can start moving forward with time. And that's one thing that is going to be really, really crucial with doing the sheep on this map, is moving forward with time, because unless we're actually moving in time, we cannot get wool or more sheep, and that is going to be kind of the thing that is going to hold us back, is sort of getting all of our tasks done so that we can like speed up time a little bit and move to the next bit in the series. So yeah, we'll see how that works out. This trailer is actually very cool because it's a double-decked one, and if you look in there, we've got a whole load of sheep there. I don't need my beacons up here. And then you've got a whole another deck of sheep down the bottom there as well. It's fantastic. So yeah, 24 sheep on each deck, 48 sheep. This tractor is chugging away up this hill. I mean, yes, it's slowed down, but it's barely breaking a sweat. I mean, that is pretty awesome. You've got to admit, that is pretty darn cool. I'm loving it. I love the power. You can just feel this fence. I absolutely love everything about this tractor. It just kind of, it's got a feeling of power about it. Now, do we unload the sheep there? I would guess that we unload the sheep there. My timer's just gone off, so we might not actually be able to get the other 48 sheep today. We might have to do that in tomorrow's episode. And we could also change our combine as well. I did say that I would try to find a class combine of some kind. There's a small one available on the mod hub at the moment. I think it's just an old Dominator. It is a very, very small combine though. And quite honestly, I think it's a little bit too small for our needs here on this map. Because, like, so field 1 and that is going to take a fair while. Now, if I back up to there, that was really atrocious reversing there, by the way, so just ignore that. And yes, we can unload right here. Ideal. That's perfect. So we'll unload 48 sheep straight into the pen. Confirm. Yes. Our first 48 sheep are in the field. Excellent. One minor detail that we're going to have to go and take care of right now, though. We've got the gate open between here and the field that we've just cut. And we don't want the sheep running in there, running around on the windrows, so we're going to have to close that gate and keep that one shut at all times while we're working in there. So we're going to head up this way and see if there is a way to cut across to, because it's our fields, this is quite a legitimate way of doing things. I've done this many a time on different farms that I've worked on. You basically just sort of start driving along the same place over and over and over, and eventually it forms a bit of a track, and that becomes like a permanent addition to the farm. I mean, even then, it's not always. It's just, you know, sometimes that's the track that is used. So that one opens that way. This is where you've got to be careful. This is a difficult bit. You've got to be able to get through here without the animals following you. Now, I'll tell you what, that's fairly simple. If you want difficult, you've got to do this same task, but have the animals think that you've got corn in your vehicle. If they think that you're carrying a bag of corn with you, then you try to get through the gate without any of them going with you. Now that is a challenge. So anybody that's not worked on a farm before, if you're ever able to get a job working on a farm, my challenge to you is to try to get through a gate on your own while the animals think you're carrying a bag of corn in your vehicle. That is pretty much next to impossible. Yeah, I've spent many an hour, I was going to say silently cursing at animals, but no, it wasn't silent at all. It definitely wasn't silent. As I've chased them around a field trying to get them back where they belong. It's never easy. Never easy. Right, so we've got a gate over there, or we've got a gate here. We can at least get through. That is a good thing. So we'll go over here. We'll go over here, but we won't actually load up the sheet because we do have to go. We have run out of time. I don't want to go over. I apologise for earlier spending quite so long talking about these trucks. My options for you are the MAN 18480, which is the standard in-game truck. Then I've got a MAN 184 modded truck. The Lizard SX310 Twinstar. I'll just call it the Twinstar because that's what it shows up in the shop as. Or the Tatra Phoenix 6x6. So you've got 4 trucks there. It's your vote. It's your game. Head in the comment section down below. Let us know which one you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right-hand corner. If no, just forget I said if. I was going to say if these are definitely not available in New Zealand, I would do something different, but no. We've got these you've got these 4 different trucks. You've got the standard in-game MAN truck. You've got this modded MAN truck right here. You've got the Lizard truck here, the American style one. Or you've got the Tatra right there, which is not... Excuse me, I got hiccups now. It's not the agricultural version. We wouldn't be able to run a PTO vehicle off the back of that truck. So that's the only thing with that one. Or I don't think you can anyway. It doesn't say anything about it on here. It's just got the engine setup and you've got the 2 different options. It's not a particularly powerful one either. So yes, that is your options. What is this one? 400. Oh, that's with the back attacher. That one goes up to 480 horsepower. So that's a pretty good truck. And then you've got this one here, which is 480 horsepower anyway. And you've got the standard plus the back attacher and different colors. Obviously, if we do have options for the colors, we will use the options for the colors and change it to the Ford New Holland blue. Just squeeze through that gate. Can I get through there? Yes, excellent. So we can swing round here, and then we can so that we're ready to load up at the very beginning of tomorrow's episode. If you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.